In this video, I'm going to continue with my examples of composition of functions. And in this video, we're going to do something just a little bit different. All right, so here's example 3. Okay, so I'm going to define some new functions. Let's say f of x is equal to 3x minus 1. And let's say g of x is equal to 1 plus 2x. All right, so my first example, like you might be thinking, oh, let's just do f of g of x. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do this. So let's find f of g, but instead of x, we're going to put a number. So let's do f of g of 1. All right, so let's figure out what this means. So once again, f is on the outside. That's the outside function. And what is it composed of? What is it made of? What goes inside? Well, it's g of 1. So instead of x, now we're actually plugging in an actual value. So let's see what this is equal to. Well, here's f. Now g of 1, well, that goes here. It's g of 1, so that's going to be 1 plus 2 times 1. I'm replacing x over here with 1. So let's plug that in. So let's say I put that as yellow. So this is going to be 1 plus 2, but this time instead of x, I'm going to put in that 1. So it's 1. And now let's see what that's equal to. So that's simply equal to f of 1 plus 2. Then 1 plus 2, what is 1 plus 2? That's f of 3. We're not done yet. Now we need, what happens now is the input of f is 3. So what is the final value going to be? Well, we know what f is. F is 3x minus 1. So this time, instead of x, we're going to put 3 here because we have that here. And it's going to be 3 times 3 minus 1. So let's do that. That's simply equal to 3 times 3 minus 1. Actually, maybe let me rewrite that so it's not as confusing. I'm going to write 3, and again, like I did before, I'm going to put a space over there, and then put minus 1. And what's going to go inside the space? Well, it's this number 3. So let me put that in red, so that's 3 over there. And so let's evaluate this. This is equal to 3 times 3, well, that's 9. 9 minus 1, and that's 8. All right. So this time, what's a little bit unique about this question is now I'm doing f of g, but now I'm putting a certain number. And we're doing it piece by piece. First, let's find g of 1, which we found by looking at g of x. We plugged in that value. Then once we get a value over there, we'll get f of something. We take that number and we input it right into this x for f. And then we just go on that way, and that's how we ended up with an answer of 8. Let's do the opposite. Let's do g of f of 1. So let me just scroll down here. So this time, we're going to find g of f of 1. All right, so the same principles apply. This is g of f of 1. All right, and what's f of 1? Well, let's remind ourselves what f is. F is simply 3x minus 1. So if I'm looking for f of 1, I'm going to replace this value here by 1. So let's do that here. I'm going to use red. Oh, actually, let me just stick with white. I'm going to close the bracket. So I'm going to find out what that is. So that's 3 of 1 minus 1. And let's just make sure that's correct. So it's 3x minus 1. I'm going to replace that x with a 1, which I've done here exactly. So let's do that. So it's equal to g of 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1. And what's 3 minus 1? Well, that's 2. So now I'm doing g of 2. All right. So now I have to do is I have to go to g, which I've defined over here, which is 1 plus 2x. And since I want g of 2, I'm going to replace that x over there with 2. So it's equal to 1 plus 2 times a blank. And what is going to be inside that blank? Well, it's going to be 2. So this 2 over here. So let's evaluate that. That's going to be, that's going to be 1 plus 2 times 2 is 4. And 1 plus 4, that's 5. And we're done. So in this example, in the first example, we found, So in the first example, we found f of g of 1, and we found that answer to be 8. In the next example, we did the opposite. We tried to find g of f of 1. We tried to find g of f of 1, and when we did this whole process, we got 5. So remember that f of g and g of f are not always equal to each other, and you need to do things step by step in order to get the right answer. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.